Right now, the words you speak are shaping more than just your day, they are shaping your destiny. Every sound carries energy. Every phrase has the power to move unseen forces in ways most people never realize. Today, you will discover how a single psalm, spoken with focus, can unlock doors to financial breakthrough and transform the flow of abundance in your life. Few understand that ancient masters, long before modern science, recognized the vibrational power of speech. In Shaolin practice, chanting was not ritual, it was a tool to sharpen the mind, strengthen the will, and align body and spirit. Every deliberate word amplified focus, creating energy that could influence the world around them. These teachings are hidden in plain sight, overlooked by those who chase shortcuts rather than mastery. By the end of this video, you will learn not only how to speak this powerful psalm, but also why consistent intention transforms mere words into a force that reshapes your reality. You will uncover subtle principles of energy flow, discipline, and mindset that have guided generations of seekers toward prosperity and self-mastery. These are truths rarely spoken aloud, often lost in translation, yet they hold the key to awakening potential within you that has always been waiting. Stay with me through this journey because the method I reveal is simple yet profoundly effective. It will challenge what you think you know about wealth, intention, and the hidden power of your own voice. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire. Here, we explore the teachings of the ancients and the mastery of the self. Subscribe now and step into the path where words become more than sound. They become the spark that ignites transformation. True wealth is born not in gold or silver, but in the quiet harmony between mind, body, and spirit. Long ago, Shaolin masters realized that the outer world reflects the inner. A life scattered, restless, or divided can never summon lasting abundance, no matter how many opportunities appear. The body, untrained and tense, clouds the mind. The mind, distracted and unsettled, dims the spirit. Only when all three move in unison does energy flow freely and doors begin to open. In the stillness of meditation, the breath becomes a bridge between thought and action. Each inhale grounds the body, each exhale releases resistance. This practice trains the mind to notice patterns, impulses, and hidden desires. When your thoughts align with purpose, decisions are no longer random, they are precise steps along the path of manifestation. The Shaolin way shows that discipline of the body through posture, movement, and ritual sharpens the mind. A disciplined body supports clarity. A clear mind attracts opportunity. A heart in harmony recognizes it. Many seek wealth through frantic effort, chasing outcomes while ignoring the state of their inner world. But the masters teach something subtler. Prosperity flows to those who cultivate balance first. A calm body, an alert mind, and a centered spirit form a resonance that calls abundance naturally. It is not magic nor luck, it is alignment. When the self is unified, energy is no longer scattered. Each action, each word, each thought carries weight. Even the simplest daily habits, performed with mindful presence, ripple outward in ways unseen. Walking, sitting, breathing, speaking, they all contribute to this inner orchestration. A life lived in scattered fragments produces scattered results, but a life lived in mindful integration begins to attract opportunities, ideas, and breakthroughs as naturally as the river finds the sea. Energy moves silently, like water weaving through rocks, shaping its path with persistence and grace. In ancient traditions, this life force, qi, flows wherever attention is directed. The mind, when scattered or restless, becomes a dam, holding back the natural current that carries opportunity and abundance. Wealth is not only earned, it is received when the channels of energy within are clear, aligned, and deliberate. Many struggle with unseen barriers. Anxiety, doubt, and distraction act as stones in the river, creating turbulence that blocks the smooth passage of qi. Even with effort and intention, progress feels slow, as if the universe resists movement. Yet the masters teach a subtler truth. Energy does not force its way. It responds to focus, calmness, and rhythm. When attention is steady, when the heart is present, energy flows unhindered. and what was once stagnant begins to move. Sacred verses, chants, and mantras are ancient tools to guide this flow. Each syllable, spoken with awareness, resonates with the body, mind, and spirit, aligning them in harmony. The vibrations created by deliberate speech open pathways that were previously blocked, inviting prosperity to follow the natural course of intention. Repetition, discipline, and sincerity transform these words into vessels of energy, carrying desires not as demands, but as natural outcomes of a harmonious system. Even the simplest practice, a verse recited in stillness, can ripple through life, unblocking opportunities and shifting momentum. This principle is not about seeking wealth directly. It is about cultivating the inner environment where abundance can emerge organically. Mastery begins with awareness, patience, and the gentle guidance of energy. When chi flows freely, resistance dissolves, and the universe mirrors the discipline and clarity cultivated within. Each moment of mindful focus strengthens this current, turning scattered energy into a river that carries both purpose and prosperity. Gratitude is a quiet force, subtle yet profound, that expands what is already present in life. The ancients understood that acknowledging even the smallest blessings creates a resonance that draws more into existence. A simple moment of appreciation, a warm sun on the skin, a breath held in stillness, the support of unseen forces can shift the balance of energy from scarcity to abundance. True wealth, they taught, begins not with accumulation, but with recognition. Many search endlessly for external rewards, yet overlook the treasures already surrounding them. In Shaolin teachings, attention to the present moment is paramount. By observing life with care and reverence, the mind becomes alert to the hidden gifts often taken for granted. Gratitude trains the spirit to notice the subtle currents of support and opportunity flowing through each day. It is a discipline, a practice of inner mastery that strengthens the connection between intention and manifestation. When gratitude is practiced consistently, it becomes a multiplier. Each acknowledgement of what exists sends ripples outward, creating space for new blessings to enter. Ancient texts repeatedly highlight this principle. The heart that gives thanks opens channels that no effort alone can achieve. Mindfulness deepens this awareness, sharpening perception so that abundance is recognized in ways that the distracted mind cannot see. Even challenges hold seeds of growth, and gratitude uncovers these hidden lessons. By honoring what is, rather than yearning for what is not, energy shifts from resistance to flow. Discipline of the mind through reflection and mindful observation reinforces this process. Over time, a life rooted in appreciation transforms ordinary moments into gateways of prosperity. What begins as a simple act of acknowledgement evolves into a powerful force, aligning intention, action, and spirit, and quietly drawing abundance toward those who cultivate it with patience and sincerity. Patience is the quiet guardian of true achievement. In the rush of modern life, it is easy to forget that wealth and success are not sudden arrivals, but the unfolding of natural rhythms long observed by those who came before. Shaolin masters understood this deeply. Every motion, every breath, every repetition of practice was measured, deliberate, and sustained over time. Mastery, they taught, is not a fleeting spark. It is a slow-burning fire, kindled by consistency and nurtured with care. The universe moves according to cycles, unseen yet undeniable. To act in haste is to clash against its flow. To wait with awareness is to move in harmony. Speaking the psalm once in a while may stir energy, but regular, steady repetition creates a resonance that aligns intention with timing. Each recitation is a note in a larger symphony, slowly orchestrating circumstances and opportunities that are otherwise invisible to the impatient mind. Discipline and consistency are the foundations of this practice. The body remembers through repetition, the mind internalizes the rhythm, and the spirit becomes attuned to the subtle currents guiding life. Patience is not passive, it is active engagement with the present. An understanding that each step, however small, contributes to the unfolding of a greater design. Even obstacles serve a purpose. They are the pauses between notes, the quiet spaces that allow growth to deepen and energy to strengthen. Impatience can scatter effort, but steady practice cultivates resilience and clarity. Over time, what once seemed distant begins to appear. The timing of the universe is never wrong. It simply requires alignment, trust, and the patience to act in harmony with its natural flow. Through this disciplined approach, speaking the psalm becomes more than ritual. It transforms into a bridge between intention and manifestation, a practice that honors both the rhythm of life and the cultivation of inner mastery. Attachment is a quiet weight, often unnoticed, yet it bends the mind and clouds perception. True mastery begins when action is taken not from desperation, but from presence and purpose. Ancient teachings emphasize that the seeker who clings too tightly to outcomes becomes trapped by fear, expectation, and impatience. In contrast, the one who releases attachment moves with clarity, allowing effort to flow naturally and energy to remain unobstructed. The psalm, when approached with this mindset, shifts from a mere tool of desire to a mirror of the inner self. Recitation becomes a practice of alignment, a way to cultivate patience, focus, and discipline. Each repetition is an act of offering, of setting intention without grasping, of planting seeds while leaving the timing of their growth to the natural order of the universe. By letting go of attachment to results, mental blocks dissolve, and the mind regains its quiet strength. The Shaolin path teaches that the heart that is free from clinging acts with greater precision and wisdom. Actions performed without desperation carry more weight than those fueled by anxiety or longing. Energy flows smoothly, opportunities are recognized more clearly, and subtle shifts in circumstance are noticed when the mind is not clouded by expectation. Even in the pursuit of financial abundance, the value of this detachment becomes clear. Wealth gained through calm, mindful practice carries stability and sustainability. It is not merely a reward, but a reflection of inner discipline and harmony. The psalm serves as a reminder that true prosperity is measured not only in what is received, but in the growth, mastery, and alignment cultivated along the journey. In letting go of attachment, the practitioner discovers freedom, an unshakable foundation upon which both inner and outer abundance can flourish. Clarity is the lantern that illuminates the path often hidden in plain sight. Many move through life unaware of the patterns shaping their results. Small habits, fleeting thoughts, and unnoticed reactions accumulate over time, quietly steering outcomes in ways that seem beyond control. Ancient wisdom teaches that only through deliberate reflection can these hidden currents be seen and understood. Shaolin masters practice this discipline daily. Each movement, each breath, and each choice was observed with attention. They watched not to judge, but to understand, to discover the subtle forces within that guided action. Self-observation is not a fleeting glance at behavior. It is sustained, honest, and patient scrutiny. It is the willingness to notice what is convenient and what is uncomfortable, what empowers and what diminishes without distraction or denial. Through reflection, the mind becomes like still water. When it is calm, the patterns beneath the surface become visible. Financial challenges, for instance, often arise not from luck or circumstance, but from unconscious habits and limiting beliefs. By observing actions, intentions, and responses, it is possible to identify these obstacles. Once seen, they can be gently transformed. Mindless spending, procrastination, fear-driven decisions, or avoidance of opportunity, all can be replaced with mindful strategies that honor both intention and effort. This clarity is a form of inner mastery. It cultivates a disciplined mind, capable of discernment, a heart capable of patience, and a spirit attuned to subtle guidance. Reflection is not passive, it is active cultivation, a deliberate shaping of consciousness. When this practice is woven into daily life, decision-making becomes precise, energy is directed efficiently, and opportunities emerge more naturally. In the stillness of self-observation, the road to growth, both personal and financial, reveals itself with a quiet, undeniable clarity that only the disciplined mind can perceive. Generosity is not simply the act of giving. It is a reflection of the mind's abundance and the heart's openness. In ancient teachings, wealth was never measured solely by what one held, but by the ability to share with awareness and intention. Even small acts of giving create ripples that extend far beyond what is immediately visible, cultivating a flow of energy that returns in unexpected ways. Shaolin philosophy emphasizes that energy, like water, moves in cycles. When it is blocked or hoarded, it stagnates. When it is shared with intention, it multiplies. Generosity, practiced mindfully, is a form of self-mastery. It requires awareness of one's impulses, patience to act without expectation, and discipline to give from a place of presence rather than compulsion. Each act of mindful giving aligns internal energy with external abundance, reinforcing the principle that prosperity is not a finite resource but a dynamic current. Those who cultivate this mindset discover that the heart and mind expand together. Small offerings, whether time, knowledge, or support, carry the same energy as material wealth. They train the spirit to recognize interconnection, to see that helping others is not a loss, but a reinforcement of life's balance. Over time, the repeated practice of generosity shifts consciousness, removing fear, scarcity thinking, and attachment. The universe responds to this energy with subtle yet undeniable guidance. Opportunities emerge where none seemed possible. Resources appear when most needed. Relationships strengthen, and the flow of abundance accelerates naturally. Cultivating a generous mindset is not a strategy for gain alone. It is a discipline of presence, a conscious shaping of the self, and a recognition that wealth, when shared with awareness, becomes a mirror of inner mastery and alignment. True prosperity is measured not by accumulation, but by the harmony and flow created through acts of mindful generosity. Limiting beliefs are invisible chains, quietly shaping decisions, actions, and outcomes. Many financial struggles trace back not to circumstance, but to subconscious fear and scarcity thinking. From a young age, the mind absorbs patterns of doubt, hesitation, and not enough, which later manifest as resistance to opportunity and hesitation in pursuing growth. These patterns, though unseen, govern energy and focus, keeping potential locked away. Ancient teachings show that the mind is malleable. Just as the body can be trained through disciplined practice, so too can thought patterns be reshaped. Repeating a psalm with focused intention is more than ritual. It is a tool of transformation. Each careful utterance sends vibrations through the mind, gradually replacing fear with confidence, scarcity with trust, and limitation with openness. Over time, the subconscious learns new ways of responding, and old mental barriers weaken, sometimes without conscious effort. Shaolin and meditative traditions have long emphasized the power of inner work. Discipline, patience, and repetition are essential. The practitioner observes thought patterns without judgment, identifies the beliefs that hinder growth, and applies conscious practice to rewire them. Just as water can carve stone through persistence, consistent mental training dissolves entrenched fear, creating channels for clarity, courage, and insight. This process is not instantaneous, nor should it be rushed. It requires awareness, steadiness, and an acceptance that change occurs in layers. Each focused recitation, each moment of mindful reflection strengthens neural pathways aligned with abundance and resilience. Limiting beliefs may have shaped the past, but through disciplined presence and intentional practice, they no longer dictate the future. The mind, once freed from its own barriers, becomes a fertile ground where potential can grow, opportunities can emerge, and true mastery begins to unfold in both thought and action. True transformation is not born from a single act, but from the rhythm of daily life. The mind and spirit respond to consistency, to the gentle repetition of intentional practice. A psalm or mantra spoken in moments of stillness, morning, evening, or during quiet pauses becomes more than words. It becomes a thread weaving intention into the fabric of each day, strengthening the mind and aligning energy with purpose. Ancient masters understood that greatness emerges through disciplined repetition. Each movement, each breath, each mindful word was part of a larger pattern cultivated over years. Similarly, Integrating sacred verses into daily life creates neural pathways that embed clarity, focus, and receptivity into the subconscious. The mind learns to recognize abundance not as an occasional visitor, but as a constant presence flowing alongside steady effort. Even the simplest routine, when performed with awareness, transforms the ordinary into a practice of mastery. Rising with intention, speaking with focus, pausing to reflect, these acts reinforce discipline and train the mind to act from presence rather than reaction. Energy once scattered becomes directed. Thoughts once fleeting become purposeful. Life begins to align with the principles long held in silence by sages and masters. Self-mastery is rarely achieved in grand gestures. It is cultivated in the small, steady actions repeated over time. Each integration of the psalm into daily life strengthens not only connection to abundance, but also to inner harmony. Challenges and distractions may arise, but the habitual practice provides an anchor, a quiet stability that shapes both perception and action. Through this steady rhythm, the ordinary becomes sacred, the mundane becomes transformative, and the discipline of daily practice becomes the true gateway to both inner growth and the prosperity that naturally follows. Every step toward financial breakthrough begins within. True abundance reflects the mastery of mind, body, and spirit, and the careful alignment of energy, intention, and action. Speaking this psalm is more than words. It is a practice that connects you to the natural flow of prosperity, guiding focus, patience, and clarity into every moment of your life. By embracing gratitude for what already exists, acting with patience, cultivating focus, and sharing generously, you create a foundation that supports both wealth and harmony. These principles are not distant or theoretical. They can be woven into daily life, quietly transforming thought patterns, energy, and opportunities. Each mindful repetition, each reflective pause, strengthens your connection to abundance and the inner discipline that sustains it. Take these teachings gently into your day. Observe, practice, and repeat with calm intention, allowing them to guide decisions and shape energy without force or strain. As inner mastery grows, the world outside will begin to mirror the balance and clarity cultivated within. Thank you for joining this journey. May your practice bring not only prosperity, but peace, wisdom, and alignment. If this video resonates, please like and subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire, where the timeless teachings of the ancients guide the modern seeker toward mastery, presence, and true abundance.